at just 17 years of age, can barely believe what he's just done. The youngest world champion in PDC darts history by a street.
Just walking around here backstage, just seeing it with me, I can say it's mine.
It's been a year in the waiting, hasn't it? After you lost last year, you said straight away you wanted to come here and win it. What was the first thing that went through your mind when you hit that double 16?
I just knew any winning match double, whether it's the first round, second round, but to hit that double 16, I don't think I went for double 16 once in that game. But I knew Michael was right behind me, not only then but throughout the game, and I had to finish it on that 32.
No, double 16 wasn't his regular finish. Well, double 10, he was deadly on those 10s. And it is his. Question is, how long it will be his for. I mean, Coisty, obviously I watched it. And now I'm going to go out on a bit of a limb. I was disappointed in terms of drama because he was too good.
He was
Never
brilliant.
Looked like losing.
Do you know something? You know what I was disappointed in? Listen to this. I was disappointed. We nearly fell off the couch when he went bull. Was it bull double 16 for the finish to win it?
Yeah.
Oh man alive! If that had gone in, that would have been absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Me and the kids were sitting on the couch, and he went bull, and we just looked at each other, and I thought, oh, if that had gone in, but listen, what a performance! I agree with you. He was too good. He killed the drama because of his ability. He was brilliant.
Look, let's get more on this. Let's welcome talkSPORT's darts reporter, Abby Davies. Morning, Abby. Lovely to
Morning,
talk
Abby.
to you.
How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, very well, thanks. How are you both?
Yeah,
Good,
good.
thank
Have you
you.
recovered?
Not really, but after 2 dartless days, we've got more darts today, so I am
Oh,
thrilled.
no. Look, what I want to ask you about, Abby, really is, because, you get up close with Luke Littler. What's he like? As a person, what is he like?
Do you know what? He is a normal 17-year-old who just has this God-given ability. It's remarkable. You speak to him off camera and he just wants to talk about football, squashies and darts. They're the 3 things, That's his life because he's not really got much outside of that. That's how he
He
spends
sounds like
his life.
Coisty.
But yeah, he's a fantastic youngster and he's not really changed. I've been lucky enough to know him since before this whirlwind started because he played in a tournament that I used to cover in Portsmouth and that was for non-tour card holders. And he's exactly the same. He just absolutely adores this game. But, when you put into context what he did just by reaching the final of the World Championship, just the 7th player in history to make back-to-back World Championship finals. He is one of the most sensational things that has ever happened to this sport. But it's not just what he does with his board management and his power scoring, but I just love the way that he plays with this game like a cat with a mouse. The way he goes routes at the back end of legs that nobody would have before done. We saw it in the final with the bull double 10 on 70. A number of people think that that's disrespectful or arrogant, but it's just fresh. It's exciting, isn't it? That's what we want in this game. And he is delivering absolutely everything. You've mentioned that enormous pressure that was on his shoulders heading into that Ali Pali campaign that, would cause most people to buckle. But his mental strength at the age of 17, that clarity of thought, I'm sure you saw, on stage with me after his first match where he just got so emotional. He was so overwhelmed by everything. And that's the first time that had ever hit him. We'd kind of been expecting or waiting for that moment where, he had that realization. He makes the Premier League final. You think maybe now it's going to hit him. The Grand Slam final, which he also goes on to win. The World Series of Darts finals, which he also goes on to win. 10 titles in his maiden year, 4 9-darters. It is unthinkable what he has done in his first year as a professional. And it was just that first game. But for me, the most impressive thing is the way that he was then able to recompose after all those emotions had come out. We saw him pushed in games against Ryan Joyce. I thought Ryan Joyce was the player if anyone was going to stop him because of his finishing stats, which have been absolutely stupendous over the course of 2024. If there was one player that was going to stop him, I thought it was going to be him. And he still had the answers.
Abby, tell me. I mean, it's going to be, you look at him, as you mentioned correctly, the year he's had's unbelievable. It's going to be hard enough staying and containing and keeping that level of consistency. But can he get better? And if he can, how can he improve?
In terms of improving, look, I don't even know how that's possible with what he's doing. His scoring power in that World Championship was like we've not seen from players before. His finishing under pressure. We saw Michael van Gerwen in that final. Up until that point, his finishing had been his key strength. And even Michael van Gerwen, the mighty 3-time world champion, in that final, in the first few sets, just couldn't find it. And I think that's why we were all so disappointed, because had he been able to, that could have been one of the greatest finals of all time, because he ended up with an average of a ton, and Luke Littler made it look like it was just a 70 average and he was playing someone in the pub, didn't he? You know, it was that level of incredible. But people are going to continue to mention his name in the same breath as Phil Taylor, and whether he can go on to eclipse what he did in this game. But I think one of the keys there is that heading into this World Championship, we probably had about 20 players who realistically could have gone on and achieved success at this year's World Championship, because it has been labelled the year of the underdog and the two Lukes. But when Phil Taylor was achieving this success, there were probably only 3 or 4 players who realistically could have gone on to lift the trophy. Yeah. And that's the key difference. He is doing this. He is winning 10 titles in a year where it is such an open field and more players are averaging in excess of a ton regularly. So, yeah, I think it's going to be remarkable to see how he pushes on. But I fully expect him to do so.
Abby, absolutely brilliant. Look, he's on that pedestal. You know, everyone's going to want to knock him off right now. So it's going to be tough for him in the years to come. Abby, brilliant to talk to you.
Thanks, Abby.
Take care.
Thank you very much, guys.
See you soon.
I just... Koisty, one quick thing.
Yep.
And he's brilliant. He's brilliant, and he's 17. And he's going to have to find dedication year in and year out. That's going to be the hard thing.
Correct.
He won that final with an average of 102.73. When Phil Taylor won the 2009 final against Barney, Remy van Barneveld, his average was 110.94. So significantly higher.
Yeah.
So maybe Luke's still got a little way to go
to
reach those heights.
But do you know the good thing for Luke Littler? He's got somebody like, Phil Power to chase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can look at that, and he's got a target, and he's got a reason to get up every morning and do his practicing for 2 or 3 hours if he wants to try and emulate Phil Taylor, who incidentally I don't think anybody will ever catch.
Yeah. I mean, the great thing for him is he's 17. He's got time on his side. I think Phil was nearly 30 when he won his first world title. So he has time on his side.
Without doubt.
And he is brilliant. He's a showman too.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.